Hello, YouTube. This is Barbara from California, and this is a podcast, an audio-only podcast for you new eBayers who are out there wondering what to buy to resell on eBay. This is audio only, so you can listen to this while hopefully you're working and listing on eBay. Keep learning and go to your YouTubes and find out what those other eBayers are selling. You're doing the right thing. Learn, and soon enough you'll find those items out there when you're shopping at garage sales, thrift stores, and estate sales. There is plenty of stuff out there. You will never run out of things to buy to resell. Old things are always becoming suddenly popular and sought after, and new things are always being created. So there's always stuff out there to get. Last episode, I talked to you about an item that I got that gave me a feeling of nostalgia and of a happy time. And those are out there. Those items are ones that you may hear people say, oh, I remember this. This is cool. I had one of these. Pick those things up because chances are someone out there is also going to want to have that item. Also, I talked about a lot of a collection, and collections are great if you can find them because that means somebody put time and effort into collecting these items, and there's going to be a buyer out there who wants that collection to add to their own collection. Also, I talked about making things sell. If you bought something that you think you ruined, or you wish you didn't buy it, and you can make it sell. Put your thinking cap on and fix it or make it different or make it so, do something to it so you can make it sell and so it won't be a waste. In this episode, I'm going to tell you a few stories about items that I bought and my reasoning behind why I bought them. There's a reason. Every time you pick something up, make sure you have a few good reasons why you pick it up because you can't just be picking things and kind of overspending. Think it out a little and be smart about your purchases. And I will tell you where I got them, how much I paid, what I ended up getting for profit on the items. And then at the end, I'll give you a California gold nugget of knowledge, which is a pro tip that should help you with your eBay selling. Well, you never know what you're going to find out there, and this item that I found was at an estate sale, and I love shopping at estate sales. It was on a wall, and everything is up for grabs at an estate sale. If it does not have a sign on it that says not for sale, or if it's not blocked off saying sold or don't enter, everything is up for grabs, even on the walls. So make sure you look high and low and back in the back of cupboards and then deep into boxes. And don't forget the things on the wall. Well, this item was on the wall, and what it was a mirror. And people were walking by it, and it was behind the head of the lady at the front door who was checking you out to pay for your items before you leave. Well, this mirror, which was beautiful, was calling my name, and it wasn't calling my name. It was calling out to me, and it was saying, Hollywood Regency. And I said, hello, I know you're over there. I'm coming to get you, because this thing just was shouting out at me. So I go over, and it was a beautiful mirror. I carefully removed it from the wall, and right away I felt it was heavy. So that could mean well made and valuable. Turned it around and it said made in Italy. That is good. You know, the people with the Italian shoes and my Italian suit and my Italian villa. Italian is good. Made in Italy is good. Always pick up things made in Italy if it's a good thing. Well, this item was a mirror, and I mentioned that it was a Hollywood Regency. Hollywood Regency is a style of decorating. This mirror was round with a frame that was in the shape of a sunburst. It was a gold sunburst style frame with rays of sun coming out. And it was only about 16 inches. The mirror was total 16 inches. A round center mirror with these gold sun rays radiating out from it in a sprinkled gold, really pretty, like a crispy, sprinkly gold, sparkly surface and it was vintage. It was an old style type finish on it that was like a gold sparkle finish. So this item was in the Hollywood Regency style. And this is a decorating style that's very popular now, and people are picking these items up and looking for them to decorate their own places with. And when they search for these items, they type in the words, actually, Hollywood Regency. Where this term Hollywood Regency comes from is two things. Regency was an era back in the early 1800s when a prince was appointed to Prince Regent, and he was ruling at the time, and it was called the Regency era. Well, during this time it was elegant, and there was romance and finery and extravagance, and everything was lavish and proper etiquette and indulgent. You know, there was the ladies at the ball with their long trains, and the men in their tights at the dance. You know, it was just finery and, lavish and indulgence time of ruling when this Prince Regent was ruling in England. Well, add to that Hollywood, California, and you have got glitz and glamour. So think of anything old Hollywood, like the chandeliers and big giant mirrors with ornate gold frames, and the ladies and their the Hollywood starlets with their parties and their just beautiful satin silk dresses and feather boas and all that stuff. So that's what Hollywood Regency is. And so it's simply the name of a decorating style, but people are looking for it. So I knew this when I saw this beautiful mirror, which was just beautiful in itself to have something to decorate your place with. And I have sold Hollywood Regency things using that name in the title and description. I sold a brooch once that was in that style. I sold a pair of these narrow lamps, no shade. These lamps were, they were dripping with these chandelier crystals, and it was definitely Hollywood Regency style. Also, there are many things in this style, like you could see a makeup compact, maybe gold with jewels on it. That would be considered Hollywood Regency. Well, so I picked it up and bought all my stuff, and when I got home, I documented the price on everything. I divided out. Sometimes I maybe 10 things, and I just divided by 10. But in this case, I ended up paying $1.75 for this beautiful Italian Hollywood Regency style gold sparkled mirror. Well, I put it up on eBay, and, well, for one thing, be careful when you photograph it. Don't put yourself in the mirror. Don't have stuff showing in the mirror. It's kind of hard to photograph mirrors, but what I do is I tilt them slightly up to a white ceiling maybe, and just have the mirror only. Don't have yourself in the mirror. It's not good. So I listed it on eBay and sold it, including shipping, for $135, which netted me a profit of $120. So just by walking into an estate sale, like I said, you just don't know what you're going to find. It was surprising, and I knew right away what it was, and I knew this by watching all my YouTubes and learning about Hollywood Regency. So it's a wonderful thing to find. When you see it, you will know it. So pick it up and get it back out in the world again for someone else to enjoy. The Hollywood Regency items. This next item is definitely not sparkly or glamorous, but it is a great item. I find them everywhere, and they all sell. And usually I pick them up in 2s and 3s. This one I found at a thrift shop, and I bought 3 of them that day at a really good price, because thrift shops want to get their stuff sold and out. Well, what it was an electric blanket. And you may be thinking, oh, that sounds like something you need to wash or something. And you know what? Good news, you can wash these. Look at the washing instructions right on the blanket, and it says machine wash and machine dry, which is great news. You can just throw these in the wash and throw them in the dryer, and it works every time nicely. When you see electric blankets, make sure you test them out. Every thrift shop, every garage sale in their garage, every estate sale in their house has a plug available to test these things, and they don't mind at all. They want you to know that you have a thing that's good and works, and so you can go ahead and buy it. Well, I think people buy these electric blankets. For one thing, they're very expensive to buy new. Very expensive, especially if they're a king-size blanket. And I think they buy them for their winter homes or camp cabins. You can tell by their address where you send them, like cabins, like camping places or vacation rentals. But mostly I think they buy them for their own home. You can significantly reduce your heating bill by using electric blankets so you don't have to heat up your whole house. Say you have 4 kids and you live in North Dakota and everyone, you don't want to heat your house with your electric bill overnight. Very, very expensive. But if everyone has their own electric blanket, you only heat their little space that they're in. And if you've never tried an electric blanket, try one. They are wonderful. Well, it's always chilly somewhere, and people just buy these electric blankets like crazy. And whenever I have them, I never keep them in. They just keep on selling. So after you test them, you just stand there for a minute in the store or wherever, heats up, great. Buy it, throw it in the washer and dryer, and then test it again. Now, you don't have to do anything fancy with the photography of these blankets. You don't have to find a gigantic area to lay this out and show the whole blanket. People know what a blanket looks like. So what I do is I fold it nice as if you would see it in an ad for a new blanket. Fold it nice and show the nice satin strip across the top, and fold it down a couple times and show some layers. Make sure you photograph the plug at the end and the receptacle where it goes in and the controller where it says medium, high, 1, 2, 3. Just get these pictures in, as many as possible. Try to get 12. If you don't even, there's no way to photograph a blanket with 12. There's not that much stuff you have to photograph, but get your photographs ready and list them. These things sell, like I said, they always sell. And as long as they look nice and not, very worn or full of pilling. And pilling is those little balls that are all over the surface where it's no longer smooth anymore. That's pilling. Then pick them up. The price I paid for this thing was $3.33, and that makes sense because I bought 3 of them that day and walked out giving the guy $10. And so you just go home and you just divide it by 3, and each one was $3.33. Well, I put this up for $90 and sold it for $95, making me a profit of $66. So if you don't mind doing a little bit of work, washing and drying a blanket, it is really worth it to pick these up because, like I said, you can pick up 2 or 3 at a time, and they all sell, and it's a great little profit. So pick up your electric blankets. I'm talking, these are old school. Like, this was a Sunbeam, king size, dual control. People like those heavy electric blankets, not these little kind of thinner, lightweight ones that they make these days. These are the old, they know what it is. These old Sunbeam ones, for example. I think it was a Sunbeam. So pick them up, get them out there, available for someone to buy at a good price, and help them to lower their electric bill and help yourself to make a little extra profit in your pocket. I do want to add, of course, when you wash these blankets, remove the cord first. And also when you list the blankets, say freshly laundered. That is something that's really nice to have in the description. And also heats up, warm and toasty. Those are really nice descriptive words to have in your description. For your California gold nugget of knowledge, little pro tip for you. If you can, put an interesting fact or bit of history into your description about your item. More than half of the people now your eBay buyers are looking and buying their items on their mobile device. Now, this is a small screen. They don't want to spend a lot of time scrolling and reading a bunch of stuff about your items. So it's kind of the real estate is precious here. So if you can, put in an interesting fact. A good example of this is a white ski jacket that I bought. It was a really cool looking vintage jacket with metal hardware, and there was a bee hanging off it, and the brand was Bogner, Bogner. I didn't know anything about the Bogner brand, so of course I like to research before I list and sell these items. Come to find out, this Bogner brand was worn by Roger Moore in the James Bond 007 movies, in several of their movies during their iconic ski scenes. So that immediately makes this item cool. Maybe the buyer loves their Bogner jackets or just found the jacket and thought it was cool, but now by reading, it is made even cooler because it was worn by Roger Moore, this brand of sportswear by Roger Moore in the James Bond movies. So this little $2 item that I found at an estate sale sold for $95 and gave me a profit of $75. And maybe the tipping point for this buyer to buy it was because of that little interesting interesting fact about the 007 movies in the Bogner brand, and that's what made him decide to buy it. So add in your interesting fact or bit of history, if you can find it, into your description. Thank you for listening. Leave your comments below. There's more to come. I hope you have a happy, joyful, sunshiny day. This is Barbara from California, signing out. Bye.